What's going on, Buzz City? It is Monday. We are back here in Charlotte after a 3-game road trip looking to take on the New York Knicks tonight. I'm Erin Pitzenberger, joined by Matt Roczynski for the HornetsFanshop.com pregame show. All right, Matt, first things first, we have a game day special tonight. What do we got?
Game day special right now. Free shipping, no minimum. Free shipping, no minimum. That's it. Get your stuff right now. I think there's some good all-star gear available on HornetsFanshop.com right now. You might want to pick that up. I'm actually looking at it right now. Just so everybody knows, it says Almost Gone by the Kemba Walker starting all-star jersey. Make sure you get on there as soon as possible. Use code FSChili. FSChili, or as we're calling it, Fashili. Make sure you guys do that.
Fashili. And yes, we'll talk more about Kemba Walker's amazing starting announcement for the NBA All-Star Game this season. I'm looking forward to it. I really can't wait. But first things first, we have to talk about this 3-game road trip. You know, it was kind of tough early. We took on the Indiana Pacers, took a loss to them, won against Memphis. It was a great game, and then we finished off the road trip against Milwaukee. Great first 3 quarters, fell off in the fourth. Matt, let's talk a little bit, just a general overall thoughts of this trip for you.
Well, overall thoughts of the trip, much like when we went on the West Coast trip, the 6-game trip, Coach Borrego said he wanted this team to get better. When they left, that was his most important point. This team needs to continue to improve. They're going to pick up wins along the way at home. They're going to grab some wins on the road, but they also have to be an improved basketball team. If you're going to make a playoff push down the line, you're going to need to play well on other people's courts. That's what we were able to do. Obviously, the Indiana game was a little bit more of a stinker, as you mentioned. Not exactly the way we wanted things to work out. But then you come back and you win a Memphis game where you've got to win that game. And they were coming off having some rumors floating around about 2 of their best players, so you didn't know how those guys were going to come out and play. They came out and played hard. They tried to get that win. To see the Hornets pick up that win by not turning the ball over, that was huge for the Hornets. And then the Milwaukee game, man, I'll tell you what, everybody who was a Hornets fan was watching those first 3 quarters and just having the time of our lives. It was all going great.
Yep.
You know that Milwaukee, when you've got a guy like Giannis Antetokounmpo, I think I said that right. Hey, I'm pretty impressed.
There you go.
But when you've got a guy like that who's going to make those fourth-quarter pushes the same way we have Kemba do it here in our building, you're going to expect that to happen in Milwaukee. You knew Milwaukee was going to make a game of it. The saddest thing for us was, even though Milwaukee was scoring, we couldn't score at all.
Shots were just not falling.
Yeah, that was what was disappointing to me.
Yeah.
But we had some bright spots. Nick Batum's back. Looking pretty good.
Yeah, Nick Batum, he looked great. And also Kemba Walker during the Memphis game scored that team-high 22 points. Also, Tony Parker, 17 points off the bench. I love what our bench has been doing and really stepping up there.
Yeah, you can see these vets. These guys are kind of leading the way. Tony Parker's leading the way with his cast of young characters that he comes off the bench with. Continues to do it. He hasn't lost any steam. We've got to rest him from time to time, but Tony's still making a tremendous impact and loving playing with those young guys. I think they're adding years to his career. It's awesome. When you're out there with Miles and Monk and Billy and all those guys, how can you not play young?
Oh, it's great. I love seeing that. I love seeing that second unit and having these guys who really prefer to kind of play within their playing units. And it's really fun to see and fun to watch, too.
Yeah, I mean, Billy took he's coming off the bench as a reserve, as a center. Biz stepped into that starting center role, and as we've talked to Billy about in the past, I think it really fit him. I think it worked out well because he does love playing with that second unit. We'll have to talk to him about that later on.
I think we need to. Now, speaking of Billy, you know, we're taking on his former team tonight, the New York Knicks, here in town. And, you know, last time we played them, it was a tough game. Lost to them here in overtime at Spectrum Center. What do you have to make of tonight's game?
Well, we need to come in with a mindset that we're going to finish a game. We're going to play 48 minutes. That's huge for us right now. We're coming off that Milwaukee loss. It was a tough one. You want to bounce back. You're getting a chance to bounce back against a Knicks team that came back from a 15-point deficit in the fourth quarter last time we played them and then beat us in overtime. So if you've got a chance to kind of bounce back with a team that did the same thing to you that the Milwaukee Bucks did to you, this is the perfect opportunity. So we've got to start strong, stay strong, really keep the heat on all the way through the game, all 48 minutes.
And we got word that Emmanuel Mudiay and Luke Cornett, they scored 47 points against us last time we played them. They're not going to be on the court tonight. So kind of look to fill that and maybe look forward to the fact that they're not going to be on the court and the fact that, Billy, who is his former team, you kind of tend to play a little bit better when you're against your former team. So I'm really looking for a good game from Billy, too.
Oh, yeah. All guys, whether they admit it or not, I think Billy's not afraid to admit it, all like to beat their former team. There's no doubt about that. And that Mudiay injury is a big one for them. Like you said, he scored 34 points against us last time and really had his way in the backcourt. It was a battle between him and Kemba that was going on. It was fun to watch for fans, not for Hornets fans the way it turned out, but it was a great matchup. But this Knicks team, they're so unpredictable. They're completely unpredictable because they're deep. They play about 11 or 12 guys right now, but you never know who's going to go off. They had one guy, Tim Hardaway Jr., scored 22 points last night against the Heat. Every other starter for them scored 6 points or less. Their bench had 4 guys come in and score double digits. You're not really sure who it's going to be on any given night from the New York Knicks. You have to be ready for it. That's why you've got to be locked in for all 48.
All right, well, let's hope they're tired because they're coming off a back-to-back.
I hope so, too.
Well, I know you guys have heard a ton of stories about the 30th anniversary and everything, but there are also stories that you guys may not have heard from way back when. Let's take a look at this 30th anniversary feature about the untold stories of the Charlotte Hornets.
Larry Johnson had an opportunity to do some promotional work with the hospital, and they were doing a photo shoot for him. And having played the game of basketball, played in college, and just dreaming of playing in the NBA, in production companies, they want the lighting and everything to be perfect for their photography. And so because I'm sort of a big guy, not quite as big as Larry, but sort of physically like him and same sort of complexion, I got the opportunity to sit in for about 4 hours while they got all the lighting and everything ready for Larry's photo shooting. So he came in, sat down for about 15 minutes in the chair I had been sitting in for 4 hours. They do snap, snap, and he's out of there. You know, and obviously his time was probably a lot more valuable than mine, but I remember just the sense of having on his uniform and how awesome that was that day, even though I never got to actually play on the court, just to have on the NBA uniform.
It was the third year in a row that I got invited to the All-Star game for the mascot slam dunk, and I had won the previous 2 years, so I was trying to think of something creative, something different, and I was trying to do a different dunk, like a full twisting front flip dunk, and I kept moving the trampoline closer, and then I realized when I hit the trampoline I could almost get all the way up to above the rim. So then we figured out how far I needed to be away and what I could do, and got up there and then realized I could just roll back off and do a backflip off of it, and it just happened to be, I think, right time, right place. Was something unique that no one had done before, but it got a lot of playtime on ESPN and over, and it had a catchy name because Ahmad Rashad at the time asked us, do you guys want to name your dunks? And so we all came up with names of it. Actually, one of our camera crew at the Charlotte Coliseum told me that's what I should call it the game before I went out to the All-Star game, so I'll give him a little credit for that.
He is Hugo, bug on the windshield dunk.
All the way from Charlotte, coming down. I like his style.
The man of teal. Oh, bug on the windshield. Oh, what a flip. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Third consecutive time.
Oh, yeah.
The man of teal, Hugo.
I had to go and make an appearance with Tim. We were going to Belk's in Salisbury. And I went over to his house to pick him up. We were going to ride down together. And I had a stack of pictures, Tim Kempton pictures, and he'd autographed all of them. As it turned out, Tim was sick that day. Couldn't reach him. Called the team. They sent somebody over. He said, no, Tim's not going to Salisbury. You're going to have to go by yourself. So I wondered what that was going to be about. And of course, this being the first year of the Hornets, it was February. And I got in the car and drove to Salisbury. I knew where Belk was. And I walked in, and as I approached the store, you can see it from the interstate, there's this line of people. They'd made a line all the way through the department store. It was coming out the side and running down the sidewalk. Biggest line I'd ever seen. Not only were they not going to get Tim Kempton, but they were going to get Steve Martin, that's it, and a bunch of autographed pictures. And so I thought this crowd would dissipate very quickly once I made that announcement to the crowd. The amazing thing, I think this is the pull that the Hornets had over this region, at the time. They were so happy to have the Hornets as their franchise in the NBA, to find out what NBA basketball was all about. Many of those people who I saw in line before I got to the store were still in line when the afternoon was over. And they said, I'm not going to stand here for an hour and a half and not get something that's related to the Hornets. And so they each got an autographed picture. I signed, posed for pictures, and so whatever, you know, and nobody seemed to be disappointed at all. They were just, hey, here's somebody from the Hornets, somebody that, we didn't have many games on TV, so I was kind of a link through radio. So people thought they were more familiar with me than they were seeing the Hornets in person. So that was a gratifying situation. I was gratified at maybe Tim's expense, but Tim was pretty sick. So I was glad to pinch hit for him.
There was a guy, the Billboard man, who went up there until I think the Hornets won 2 straight games. He was up there a long time. He became a celebrity, and I thought, I gotta write about this guy. So he invited me up there, and I went up there and hung out. It was one of those only in Charlotte things. It was the small town component. And I mean, who moves to a billboard? At the time, it was just this phenomenon none of us were familiar with. And I had fun with the guy. I liked him.
We think we have tepid winters in Charlotte, but I don't think that guy really knew what he was biting off as far as the ugliness of. We may not get 12 feet of snow, but I think that he figured out that freezing rain isn't a very pleasant experience when you need to think about these things before you sign on for them.
I do remember the Billboard guy, and basically the Billboard guy gave us an idea for something to do at some point in time. We put our mascot up on the billboard to replicate what he had done. So he did it on his own, and we sent him food every now and then, but we didn't, that was one thing that wasn't orchestrated by the team.
His city, his time, ladies and gentlemen. We would like to send out a huge congratulations to Kemba Walker. He has been named a starter for the 2019 NBA All-Star Game here in Charlotte. 3-time All-Star, first-time starter. I could not be more proud of this guy. To see him as a rookie, my first year here too, a rookie all the way till now, there's no one more deserving of this guy than to be a starter for this game.
I think that it's funny because to me, I wondered if both you and Kemba would make it through your first years here. That was a 7-win season, folks. That's all I'm going to say. Aaron Pitzenberger back then, Gradwell, had to get through this, and I thought there was no way. Kemba Walker had to get through this, and as we learned from Biz last show, Kemba had some lowlights in that season that a lot of us didn't see, and to his credit, he continued to fight through them the same way he's fought through things his entire career. And for this guy, I mean, when you cover a team the way we cover a team, there's certain players that you really just take a liking to and establish a bond with. Kemba has always been that guy. We know covering for All-Star, me, Aaron, Jay Starling, our producer in the back, are going to be Kemba's guys again, as he likes to call us. Everywhere we go, we call him
My
around.
people.
So yeah, we're his people, as he calls us. So we're thrilled to be working another All-Star game with Kemba Walker, this time as a starter. I mean, I'm getting chills when I say it.
Right.
It's still just amazing to see.
This time as a starter, and like I said again, he's here in Charlotte, here in his city, like we've said 1,000 times, trying to get him to this starting position. It's his city, and he's going to be starting alongside Kyrie. You have Giannis, who's going to be the captain for the East.
Yep.
Actually, you know what? We haven't even determined who he's going to be playing with.
Yeah, I mean, we know 4 guys he's going to be playing with, but we don't know who the rest of his team's going to be.
Well, the
until
draft. Yeah, the whole draft. Things could mix up. Things can get a little crazy, but really looking to having that here. Right now, he's averaging 25 points. I think more than anything, he deserves to be a starter. It's not just because it's his city. It's because he has earned this starting position.
And it was great to see that the fans put their votes towards him. He came in third in fan voting. Dwayne Wade, I understand how fans had that sentimental vote for Dwayne. It's his last year getting those votes. That makes sense. What I'd like to see was when the players and the media came in resoundingly with Kemba Walker as the number 2 vote. Like, to your point, he deserves to be there. There is no question about whether or not this was done just because we're in Charlotte or whatever it might be. No, the players, the media voted for Kemba Walker. They appreciate what he's done. And he said in his interview after he was announced, he said that means a lot to him, that the players are the ones who got him to go there, or helped to really get him to go there.
Yeah, and no question. I mean, even in the past, he's gotten a sportsmanship award voted by the players for him. And so that's really awesome to see that, not only are you a great guy on the court, you're a great guy off the court too. When the league loves you and the players that you play against really love you and adore you, that's how you know you're a genuinely good guy. And and you deserve this spot.
There's no doubt these guys love playing with Kemba Walker. It's going to be fun during All-Star. We get to talk to them about that. And I'm sure when we talk to LeBron and Kyrie and all them, they're going to talk about how great it was for Kemba to be a starter in this league and how much he's worked his way to earning that.
Oh, no question. Really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to even the visitors, the people who are coming into Charlotte, who are just coming in to see the All-Star game and everything. When they come in, they're really going to see all the purple and teal out there, Kemba, and why Kemba is so beloved among the city of Charlotte. So really looking forward to that. And, having that coverage of the night where he found out that he was going to start, that was great. The humbleness and the viral video that our amazing producer, Jace Darling, happened to take when they were in Milwaukee.
We got over 1 million views now.
Over 1 million views for that. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked it out, it's pinned to the top, onto the top of our Twitter page. Make sure to check it out. You can definitely see how humble he is. When you see Kemba's jersey flash across the screen, he just kind of looks down, like so bashful. But that's him. That's Kemba, and that's why we love him so much. It's not like, yeah, it's about time I deserve this start. No, it's like, man, this is cool. Just soaking in every moment. And just having him, during the interviews, my walk-off interviews with him and everything, he really takes time to think about what he wants to say. And you could tell that he's just so passionate after every single game. The game could have been a great game, a huge win, but he could still be frustrated with himself or frustrated with, the team's defense. There's always something in his head that he can improve on. And that's what an all-star is.
Yeah, he's always looking ahead, always wanting to make something better, make this team better, make the city of Charlotte better. And we've got a great representative in the All-Star game.
No question. And in case you guys missed it, our radio broadcast host, Chris Kroger, had a chance to catch up with Kemba as soon as he found out that he was announced a starter for the All-Star game. Take a look.
Chris Kroger, and we're now joined by 3-time All-Star for the Charlotte Hornets, and for the first time in his career, he's an All-Star starter in his home city in Charlotte, North Carolina, where we will host 2019 All-Star Weekend. Kemba Walker, those words sound pretty good. How does it hear to know you're finally going to be a starter in the NBA All-Star game?
Oh man, it's a dream come true. It's a dream come true. It's an exciting feeling. It still feels like a dream a little bit, but it's real. And I'm excited, man. I mean, to get that news, for me and my family, I know everybody's super proud of me. Definitely want to thank the city of Charlotte and everybody who voted for me for this opportunity.
Well, the voting changed a little bit this year, so I think it matters even more when you think that 50% of the vote came from fans, and you came in third among guards in the East, right behind Kyrie and Dwayne Wade, and then you come second among players and media for guards in the Eastern Conference. So to have the other 25% and the other 25% come from your peers and those who cover the league, I think it makes it that much sweeter.
Oh, no question, man. I mean, to get the respect from the guys who I play against each and every night, those are the guys who are actually out there on the floor with me and watching me play. So to get the vote from those guys and the respect from those guys, I mean, that's an unbelievable and amazing feeling.
When you think back to 2 years ago when you first found out you're going to be an All-Star for the first time in your career, you're in your hometown, you're in New York City, and now you compare it to this where you've been an All-Star, but to represent the city of Charlotte, who you rep so hard night in and night out on the court, it's a different feeling, but it's a special one, I'm sure.
Oh, no question. I mean, my first one was extremely special, of course, because it's my first one, but this one, I mean, not only am I a starter, but like you said, it's in Charlotte, the city who I go out on the floor each and every night and give it my all and leave it on the floor for. I mean, can't wait. It's going to be exciting.
Well, the other cool part is you join a pretty small group in Hornets history. You're the only three-time All-Star now with Glenn Rice, and you're the only other starter alongside Larry Johnson and Eddie Jones. So that's some pretty good company to join.
No question. Really special players in Hornets history, and for my name to be amongst those guys, I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. I don't think a lot of people would have thought that I would accomplish this many things in my career. So yeah, it's crazy.
How does it make you feel when you see, as we celebrate our 30th anniversary, we've had a lot of these players come back, and I talked to Glenn a couple weeks ago, and he said, it's about time somebody joins him in that group. He wanted some company in the three-time All-Star group, and he said there's nobody more deserving than Kemba. So what does that mean to you to know, not only among your current peers, but the greatest players in our franchise's history say, it's about time Kemba joined me? What does that make you feel like, too?
That's special as well. To even know that those guys are even still watching, that they're not at the arena, so that means that they're somewhere, maybe not watching the game or even just checking the box scores or whatever, just keeping up with us. I mean, that says a lot about those guys, and I appreciate those guys. Those are the guys who paved the way for guys like me. So for me to be walking in the same shoes with names like Glenn Rice, Larry Johnson, Eddie Jones. I mean, yeah, man, it's unbelievable.
I remember talking to you a few months ago, and you said you rep Charlotte so hard because this team stuck with you, and there have been other teams who maybe in the same situation would have said, maybe his game isn't coming along the way we want, and they would have moved on, but this team didn't. Michael Jordan and this organization's believed in you, and you think back to 4 years ago, you were shooting 30% from beyond the three-point line. Now you're the most prolific three-point shooter in the Eastern Conference, and so that's part of the reason you just rep this city and this organization so hard.
No question. Like you said, they believed in me, allowed me to play through a lot of mistakes, allow me to grow as a player, allow me to grow as a man. Not even only MJ and the Hornets organization, but the community as well. We have mutual respect for each other, mutual love for each other. I'll try my best and get out there and do what I can for the community, and they do their best to try and support me and the organization. So yeah, it's been love from the start.
Well, there's a record that stood for over 2 decades now. It's held by a Hornet. Glenn Rice holds the NBA record, 20 points scored in the third quarter of the All-Star game, most points scored in a quarter in All-Star history. So you're hosting now. These guys are coming onto your court in your city. So what do you got in store for All-Star weekend?
I don't know yet. I guess everybody's got to wait and see.
He was an All-Star MVP, so I think, again, you've joined him now in 3-time All-Star history. Maybe you got to join him in that club too.
Hopefully, that would be another amazing accomplishment. But I just want to have fun. I mean, if I can do that and join him as MVP, that would be an unbelievable accomplishment as well. But I'm not even thinking about that. I'm not going to the game thinking about that. I'm going to the game just thinking about celebrating the game of basketball, for the weekend. So it's going to be exciting.
We are now joined by Billy HERNANGOMEZ. And Billy, I'm going to let you set the record straight here because we have a ton of fans that tell us that we're pronouncing your name wrong. Please tell everyone how you pronounce your name.
My name is Billy.
With a B.
It make a lot of confusion, but it's spelled with a B, but you got to write with the W. But it's say Billy, so I appreciate it.
We appreciate you guys trying to have his back, but he has our back too. We're pronouncing this correctly. All right, Billy, you just got back from a 3-game road trip. Give us your overall assessment of the trip.
Always road trips, some tough games. We play with tough games too. But I think we did a great job. Our goal was try to be better every day, every single game. And I think that's what we did. So, I think we got to even be better in the road trips, get more wins. But now we're finally at home. It's very important to get those games, the right mentality, try to win. And I think we are getting better every day, like Coach say. And I'm very happy, and I'm looking forward for the next couple of games.
Now, it seems like, this month of January, you guys have been on the road quite often. And head coach James Borrego said that you guys just want to come back a better team. But it also seems like you guys are becoming more bonded, too, when you're on these road trips. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I love road trips because it's an easy way to, get to know each other a little bit more, hang out more. And really, did you build the chemistry in the team during the training camp, during those road trips when you spend all the time with the guys. Like JB said, the goal was be better every single day on the road, and I think we are a better team right now than we were maybe 1 month ago. It was a tough January month for us, too many road trips, games, but I think we're definitely better now.
You know, one thing I want to bring back is kind of hit the rewind button to the summer for you. You really kind of dedicated yourself this summer to getting better, to improving your game, putting on weight. All these things have all kind of come together. What was it about this summer that was so important for you to get to that next level?
I just feel like I have this big opportunity to play here in the Hornets, have minutes finally, consistently. So I really want to put the work. Mitch want me to work, JB want me to work. So, you know, I think it was easy for me just to be really focused on work, be stronger, try to be a better player. Also, I think my mindset, my mentality changed too. I think kind of like, you know, be more mature too. And I think that helped me a lot to be ready for the NBA games. You know, if I want to be one day a good center in this league, you know, I got to be stronger, I got to be smart. And it's the only way, work, and for sure, when you have the opportunity, you try to use it. You know, you mentioned that you also need to be more mature, but we like that about you, that young, youthful energy. Isn't that part of your game as well? You don't want to lose too much of that. No, for sure. You always got to play with energy. You always got to have fun. You know, I try to have fun in the locker room, but when you got to be serious, when you got to be locked in, that's when you got to change your mind, be ready. Sometimes, you know, it's really hard, you know, but that's why I was working this summer and have the right mentality in the games, be really focused. Got great teammates who helped me a lot, Marvin, Kemba. So, you know, they make my way easy from the beginning. So I just have to say thank you. I'm blessed to have this opportunity.
This team is really all about this next man up mentality, especially as of late with Cody being down. What did you have to do in order to step up and fill that gap?
You know, Cody is a very important piece for us. Obviously, he tried to do his things. Me, we are different players, but we try to, you know, do our best. Try to don't look like we really miss Cody. You know, I think we've been doing a pretty good job. But for me, just try to play with energy, try to set screens, play with hustle, fight for the balls, rebound, and just make the plays for my teammates. And when I'm around the rim, try to dunk it or make the buckets. But you know, I think Beach is doing a great job with starter units. They have the chemistry right now a lot. And I love to play with the second unit, but I love to play with TP, with Malik, with MK, with Miles. I think we have a great chemistry. We really know each other. And we have fun, and I think the fans, they have fun too.
Now, you mentioned TP, playing with Tony and coming off the bench with Tony. What is that like to have that veteran leadership in your unit?
It's amazing. Not just on the court, off the court. We are really close friends too. We used to go dinners together. For me, it's an opportunity to play with a future Hall of Fame like TP. You know, try to learn. He been playing with the best centers, with Pa, with Timmy. So, you know, I really love to be around him, try to learn as much as I can. And he really is a guy who spends his time teaching me, you know, and I love TP. I'm having fun when I play with him, and, you know, it's great.
I just envision them all kind of getting in the minivan. TP's driving the minivan. You got all the young guys in the back. You guys are going wherever Tony wants to take you.
I think Tony sometimes, after practice, I want to go home, get out of the young guys, too many jokes. But no, TP's having fun, and I think the young guys will make him feel young too, so that's great.
For you, one thing I noticed about you especially is the amount of work you've put in on defense this season. Is it something that you've kind of started to take pride into, that you want to show that you can be a better defensive player?
Yeah, I think that's my first goal right now, try to be better on defense, try to get in stops, feel the physicality outside. I think that's what JB wants from me, you know, try to feel safe. All my teammates, they know that they're going to be back. I'm going to try to deny shots, grab all the defensive rebounds I can. And I know the offense is going to come along. I got a great point guard who pass me the ball. Now I can shoot three. So it's just about defense and have the right mentality. And I try to be locked in defense, try to know the game plan and everything. But, you know, I'm trying to getting better.
And now one thing, Billy, not only have you been great on the court, but even when you're not playing and you're on the bench, you're one of the biggest cheerleaders for these guys. Just being on the bench and looking at the court and looking at your teammates, what's the one thing that you really try to do to inspire your team?
I think the bench is the same important as the guys who are there playing. You know, when I'm playing, I love to see my bench supporting me, cheer for me. You know, I think we are a unit. It's not just 12 or 15 players. It's a unit. And so when I'm in the bench, I'm trying to support Kemba, Marv, Beast, Cody. Try to celebrate all the baskets, and in defense, try to support it. I think it's very important. And like I said, we are really unit. Our chemistry is there. So it doesn't matter if you play or no. The NBA, the basketball is about roles. You gotta accept your role. But you gotta support your teammates, your friends, and that's the most important thing.
Now, speaking of supporting your teammates, you were one of the first people that tweeted out a congratulations to Kemba for making it as a starter for the All-Star game this year. Being a 3-time All-Star, first-time starter, how deserving of this accolade is this for Kemba?
He really deserves it. So he's working hard every day. He's helping the team. He's helping me a lot. I think he's our leader. And this is his city, like the Logan, his city, his time. So I'm very happy for him. I think I try to put him in my family every day because I really want him to go. And he's such a good person, very humble. And so it's a kid. It's a regular kid. Being 3 times All-Star, and you having fun with him, playing in the locker room, same mentality, working hard in summer, every day now. So I think he really deserves. It's in Charlotte, so we're gonna have fun for sure.
All right, well, Billy, before we wrap up here, we're taking on your former team, the New York Knicks. Give us your assessment on what we're gonna have to do tonight to get this win.
They're gonna try to fight 48 minutes. Last 10 games they having some issues, but we gotta be focused on ourselves, start to be better, like Coach say. I think we will have the right mentality, the right approach from the beginning. Our physicality is going to be there. And we fight, we can get this win for sure.
Is there always a little bit of you that wants this win a little more when you're playing a former team?
Even more. I want to win. I don't even think in any chance to lose this game. There's no way.
We're going to win this game.
Sure.
We're going to win this game. All right, Billy, thank you so much. We really appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
All right, 7 o'clock tip tonight. If you can't be here, make sure to tune in on Fox Sports Southeast or listen on WFNZ. For Billy Hernangomez and Matt Ruchinski, I'm Erin Pitzenberger. We'll see you guys next time.
Either we win it or there's overtime. Lamb's gonna have to fire. Got it! Kemba bounces into a 3. Enough legs to get it through. Buzz City, it started 30 years ago. You're the best fans then, the best fans now. Let's have a great year.